Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, the 29th day of April. Here we go. Today, a continuation of the laws of not harvesting on Shabbos. Let's say a person wants to break off a branch from a tree that's not a fruit-bearing tree. Is that too going to be under the decree of not harvesting on Shabbos? And basically, the answer is that all the prohibition of breaking trees, climbing on trees, everything to do with trees applies to fruit-bearing trees and also to non-fruit-bearing trees. Okay, so it's across the board. The rabbis put this on all trees, so don't go assuming that you could break a branch off of anything. That's the law on that. Let's say a tree's dead. So you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, the tree's dead. It happens to be standing, but nothing grows on this tree, so that can't be harvesting, right? Well, the answer to that is that still, you're not allowed to break off branches from a dead tree. You're not really biblically harvesting when you break off branches of a dead tree, but the rabbis, as a low plug, we would kind of call it, like across the board, they said don't break stuff off of trees, period. What about to a tree stump? We actually have a tree stump in front of our house. Would a person be allowed to sit on a tree stump? And the answer to that is yes. The rabbis did not put their decree on tree stumps. So if a tree has been cut down, like in front of our house, and there is a stump right there, go ahead and sit on it on Shabbos. There's no problem at all with that. Clarify again, everything I'm talking about is on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Go ahead and sit on a tree stump. Lying on grass is not considered a problem of possibly harvesting because, grass might pull out of the ground. It doesn't fall under this biblical law or decree at all. So as long as you know you're not in a bad situation where grass is for sure going to be torn out, but you're just kind of relaxedly lying down on grass, that would be fine. What about tree roots? Can you sit down on tree roots? So basically the answer to that is as long as they're low to the ground, below what we call 3 tvachim, call that about a foot. If they're within a foot of the ground, then go ahead and sit on those roots if that's comfortable to you, and it won't be called using a tree. What if a ladder is leaning on a tree? Can you climb up that ladder? So the rabbis put the decree onto that too. They said don't mess with a tree, and don't mess with things that are supported by a tree either. So you can't climb a ladder that leans on a tree. Here's an interesting one. If somebody has a hammock that is attached onto hooks, and the hooks are screwed into a tree, that's actually going to be permissible because you're 2 steps removed. First of all, the hooks are leaning on the tree, and secondly, the hammock is resting on the hook. So that's far enough removed from the tree that the rabbis permitted that. But lastly, in a little detail that's going to sound Talmudic to you, we just said that it's okay if the hooks are installed in the tree and then you hang your hammock on the hooks. That would be okay to use if that was all set up before Shabbos. But now this interesting situation. Let's say it was a hammock with hooks. Okay, it's a hammock with hooks, and then someone just went and put the hooks into the tree even before Shabbos. Now your situation is different because it's not so far removed. You have a hammock with hooks, and in one step they were installed onto the tree, and that's considered too directly leaning on the tree. And although it looks the same as our previous case, in this case, because it was a hammock with hooks, that was just a one set thing, a hammock with hooks, and then someone installed it before Shabbos onto the tree, that's looked at as something that leans directly on the tree, and that you would not be allowed to go into that hammock on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.